Good morning all. I am Fareen Jara from Government Women's Polytechnic Kalburgi. Welcome to the Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. As the part of Learning Management System, I am going to handle 5th semester Computer Science subject, that is Green Computing of code 15 CS 54T. Dear student, hope you are remember that you have collected the positive thoughts, right? So shall we start our session with the positive thoughts? Let's begin our session with a positive thought. So today's thought is, without beginning, no one can taste the fail and no one can be successful. Right, dear students? Hope you get it and you start collecting your thoughts. Positive thoughts whenever you go through for your studies. Let's begin our session with the glance of the previous session. What you have learned in your previous session? You have learned about the P states. P states that defines the frequency at which the processor is running. Right, dear students? Hope you have remember those things. The P states have different levels of features with the different brands. Okay, the brands with the electronic devices like Intel, Dell, many brands, they have different features of P states. Okay, so the P states have different levels which defines the levels of frequency and voltage. Right, dear students? Hope you remember all these points. Okay, so the P states have levels which is named with B0 to Pn, where P0 is nothing but the maximum power frequency and P1 which is less than that of the P0 states, and Pn is nothing but the minimum or lowest rate voltage and frequency. Right, dear students? Here in P states we also using an equation to know the power or energy saving techniques in the CPU. The equation is, hope you remember the equation. What is that? Yes, that is P equals CV square F, right? Where P stands for performance, C stands for capacitance, V stands for voltage, and F stands for your frequency. Right, dear students? Yes. Then how you are going to know that the equation which we are using is consuming less energy? For example, let us assume that the capacitance and voltage with a constant value and which reduce the frequency, which leads to a corresponding less power consumption. Right, dear students? Hope you remember all these things of previous session. Right? So next is, we learned about the energy saving software technologies. So here there are different types of software technologies, we know, but we concentrate on 4 different technologies. Okay, that is the computational efficiency, data efficiency, context awareness, and idle efficiency. Right? Before we need to know about these techniques or these energy efficiency techniques, we have to know about the software which we are using for our software saving techniques, that is energy saving software techniques. The softwares are active softwares and idle software. So as the name itself indicate, active means that is active to performing something. Right, dear students? Yes, active means it is in the execution or computational state. Right? Yes. Idle means it is waiting to perform something. So any example of that? Previous class I have given one example which is very close to you. In daily life you are doing that, right? Which is that? Yes, it is a music system, that is a DVD player playback system, where once you will insert a DVD, you are waiting. You are not playing any movie or you are not playing any music. That is nothing but the idle state. And what is active? Once you will start playing movie or music, that is nothing but your active states. Right, dear students? Yes, you remember all those things, right? Yes. So next is, what is the next? Let's take the contains what we are having today's class. So what are the contents we are having in our today's class? We are having different energy saving techniques which we are using for saving our energy in software technology. In that we are having 4 different types of energy which we are using to perform less power consumption or less energy usage. The next thing is the techniques which we are using. We are using 4 different categories or techniques, that is computational efficiency, data efficiency, context awareness and ideal efficiency. Hope you remember these techniques, right dear students? Now what are the key points in this session we are going to learn? So the key points is, as you know very well, we are learning about the different techniques used for energy saving purpose, and the most first techniques for energy computational efficiency. Let's see. Before that, the software energy efficiency can be improved by improving this computational efficiency, okay, which is nothing but computational efficiency means getting the work done quickly. What do you mean by computational efficiency? Computational efficiency is nothing but getting the work done quickly with minimum energy consumption. Got the point, dear students? What do you mean by computational efficiency? Computational efficiency is nothing but getting the work to be done quickly. Quickly in the sense you are working, your work done should be take minimum time of energy. The work should be done with the minimum usage of energy. Right dear students? What is computational efficiency? Computational efficiency means getting the work done quickly with the minimum usage of energy consumption or minimum energy consumption. The amount of effort that the computer science have put into software performance save not only time but also the energy. Okay, we call this process as race to idle. Okay, what we call this process? The amount of effort that the computer scientists have put into software performance to save not only time but also energy, we called it as a race to idle. Right dear students? So sorry, the faster we can complete the workload and the computer back to its idle state, means it is in saving energy states, means it is not doing anything. Idle means it is ready to perform something but not doing. Okay, the more energy we can save. Once the computer, if you are not using your computer, keep it in sleep mode. That means you are saving lots of energy of your system as well as with your cost, right? The faster processing approach, such as other different approaches we are using in the computational efficiency, those are efficient algorithm, multi-threading and vectorization. So what do you mean by efficient algorithm? Okay, what do you mean by efficient algorithm? Efficient algorithm is nothing but the effort which has gone sorry dear students, efficient algorithm is nothing but the effort which has gone into research to find more efficient means to solve the problems and to investigate and the documents the corresponding time and the space trade-off. It is clear from computer science theory that the choice of algorithm and the data structure can make a vast difference in an application's performance. So whenever you are going to choose an algorithm for your application, you need to know the performance as well as the time consumption and the energy saving techniques which are going to use for your algorithm. Right dear students? So how you will think whenever you are going for an application or whenever you are going to design an algorithm, you need to think about the performance, the time, different factors, energy, and those things has to take less and it should give more performance. Okay, so all other things being equal, and an algorithm that computes a solution of big O n log n time is going to perform better than that of the does the job of big O n square time. Means the algorithm which has the performance which is less and better for energy consumption, we have to choose that kind of algorithm rather than the algorithm which takes more energy. Right, dear students? We have to take the algorithm which has less or minimum power of energy consumption rather than the algorithm which takes more energy. Okay, as you know that computational efficiency is nothing but performing the different kinds of instruction or computing the different kinds of instruction with the minimum cost of energy, and it is categorized into three different types, that is efficient algorithm, multi-threading, vectorization. Okay, so we'll see one by one after. Okay, one by one these. First, efficient algorithm. So as the name itself, what do you mean by efficient? Efficient means minimum, right? So you can take minimum thing to perform more, to get more result with the minimum usage of things like energy or the cost. You want more performance, you want more result with the minimum usage of things, right, dear students? So it is better to take the best algorithm which gives more result with the less usage, the usage which does not have or which have minimum impact to our surrounding. Right, dear students? Hope you understood this. So what we have about the different techniques which takes for less energy consumption, but it should give more result to us. Hope you understood. For example, as we are selecting the data structure, you know data structure very well. We are performing different kinds of application there, or we are designing different kinds of application there. We are developing different algorithm there with respect to the things which are available with it, like for example binary tree, hash algorithm. Okay, with respect to different kinds of solution, each and every level, each and every algorithm has its own case, that is the best case, the worst case, or the minimum case. Okay, always you are going to use the case which gives best result with the minimum usage of power consumption, right? Always you are going for the thing which has to give best performance with the minimum usage. Like all other things being equal, we are using an algorithm that computes a solution in big O of n log n times is going to perform better than the job which is with the big O of n square. Let's check out this graph which has the impact of algorithm performance on energy. Here we are using different techniques, different algorithm for that. Okay, for a particular problem, a stack may be better than a queue, right, dear students? As I told you, each and every level has its own worst case as well as the best case. The worst case which gives less performance, okay, or the less output. The best case which gives the more result with the less minimum time of energy. So each and every thing in data structure, or each and every algorithm in data structure has its own best and worst case. Like for example, a stack may be better than a queue for some situation, right? Sometimes a stack may perform better operation. You know very well what is stack and what is queue, right? Stack can have only one end that we called as a top of a stack, where we can perform we can add a number into a stack through that end only, that is the top of the stack, and we can remove a item or data at the same end, that is the top of the stack. As you know very well, the queue is nothing but it has two ends, that is front end and back, front and rear, right? So for certain situation or for certain application, the stack may better, or for certain application the queue may give good result, right dear students? Like some other situation, B tree may be better than that of the hash function or binary tree. So what I want to say, the best algorithm or data structure to be used depends on many factors, right? The best algorithm and the data structure can be used to perform or to give the best result, right dear students? Which indicates that the study of the problem, and we have to carefully consider the architecture, design, algorithm and the data structure that can lead to an application that delivers better performance. Got dear students? Just what I want to say is, whenever you are going to choose an algorithm to design an application, what are the things it includes? It can gives, or you can consider the things what it has. It has the best design architecture, algorithm what you are using, the algorithm maybe it is best for your application, it gives the worst case for the different application. As I told you, for some application stack may be better than that of the queue, okay? So for some application queue is better than the stack, or for hash function is better than the binary tree, or binary function is better from the hash function. So each and every uh, function has its own best and worst cases. So you need to study first your problem carefully and consider what kind of architecture, design, algorithm, data structure and you are using for your application, which leads to the application that delivers better performance, right dear students? Hope you will understood this. Okay, so we'll go through this diagram. How better the algorithm performance leads to energy saving here. Okay, so see, there are two different diagrams which shows the simplified hypothetical power usage over time of two algorithm operating on the same workload. What the diagram shows? It shows the impact of algorithm performance on energy. Okay, what it shows? It shows the impact of algorithm performance on energy, where the two program or two functions or computation shows the simplified hypothetical power usage. What it shows? The usage of power with two different things, with the two different example. Okay, how you are going to use the power? With the usage of time. Okay, so the diagram of an operating system on the same workload, these two diagrams has the same workload with the operating algorithm. The power at the initial stage is idle. Okay, idle means, as you know very well, idle is nothing but the power or the CPU is at the ready position, but it's not performing anything. Don't get confused here students. Idle and active software. You know very well what is idle software and what is active software. Idle software is nothing but the software is ready to perform something, but it's not doing anything. Okay, don't get confused, right? So the active software, where there is a process or where there is an activity which is performing under some computations. Okay dear students, then the power at the idle for this computer is about 8 watt. Okay, here what we are using for these two graphs, we are using our ideal power rate which is of 8 watt. Okay, the area within the dotted lines, as you can see clearly in the graph, there is a dotted line in both the diagrams. Yes, can you see it clearly? Yeah, it is clear. So what the dotted line is? The area within the dotted line represent the total energy consumed over 12 seconds. Okay, what the idea shows? The dotted line shows the total energy consumed over 12 seconds. So how the power is used, how the performance will give the better result with the usage of 12 seconds, we are noticing here. Okay, so what first, the power is idle at this computer which is of 8 watt, right? Got it? Okay, next thing, the area within the dotted line represent the total energy consumed over 12 seconds. Got, dear students? What we are having? We are having the area, that is the dotted line, which shows the energy consumed within 12 seconds. So let's take the first case. Okay, first case. The first case, the total energy was 220. Okay, in the first case the total energy used was 220, and in the second case the total energy used was 112. So we'll take one example. Just in first case the energy usage is 220, and in the second case the usage of energy is 112. Got, dear students? Then of course the big hole is our logic here, right? The big hole is our logic here, how you are going to assume. Okay, so the big hole is our logic here, is the assumption that both algorithms push the system to consume an identical 20 watt of energy. What we are assuming? We are assuming that the consumption or assumption that both algorithms push the system to consume an identical 12 watt energy. But what if the more time efficient algorithm has a complexity? Can you guess? What if the more time efficient algorithm has a complexity? Can you guess? Right, that delivers the system to consume more power, right? If the time efficient algorithm has a complexity, means if you are getting some errors and you could not able to solve those errors, what you will do? You will wait, right? You will wait until the error to be solved. So it takes more power. That means it takes more power. So what we are doing, if the more time efficient algorithm has a complexity that delivers the system to consume more power than the slower algorithm, right? Or could the total energy for the more time efficient algorithm be worse? Would you think that? Yes, probably. Then the energy for the more time efficient algorithm is worst. It will take more time. Got it, student? It will take more time. But that is the vast majority of cases. That is the vast majority of cases, the race to idle yields the result. Okay, got the thing? What it is? So shall I explain you once again? Hope you will understood and you don't be confused with the things. Okay, I'll explain you once again. Okay, so what is the energy efficiency? For a, as I told you, there are many different algorithms we are using for the energy efficiency techniques. Okay, As I told you, there may be each and every algorithm has its best and worst. Like for some application, stack has more efficient and it gives more better power than the queue, or for some best, or for some other application, the queue may give more result rather than the stacks. Or you can take some other algorithm also, or just like a binary tree and hash function. Okay, what we have to do, we have to take the best algorithm, and data to use depends on many different characters. What are the characters? We have to think it carefully. What are the things we need to use while we are using, while we want to use less power consumption? We need to take the architecture of that particular thing, design, algorithm, data structure, which leads to an application that delivers better performance. Got, dear students? As I told you with the respective diagram, which is nothing but how better algorithm performance leads to save the energy. In this two diagram, what you have seen a simplified hypothetical power usage over time of two different algorithm of an operating system that work on same workload, which has same workload. Okay, first at the initial point the power is at the idle state, okay, and which take 8 watts. The area within the dotted lines, as you have seen in the graphs, the dotted lines which is represent the total energy consumed over the 12 seconds. In the first case, what it takes, that is the big O of n square energy. What it takes the 220 watts of energy. Okay, and in the second case, what it takes only 112 energy, consumption of energy. So which one is better? Can you guess? Yes, the algorithm which takes less energy. Yes, you are right, that is the 112. Right, dear students? Of course, we need to have the logic or assumption that the both algorithm push system to consume an identical energy of 20 watts. But what if the more time efficient algorithm has a complexity, it takes more power and it performs less, or it will give less result. Now hope you understood this. Okay, shall we move? Yes. So next is the recap of today's session. What you have learned in today's session, that is your computational efficiency. What do you mean by computational efficiency then? Computational efficiency means getting the workload done quickly. Right, dear students? Hope you get it. Okay, don't forget what is the definition, how you are going to explain it. It is more important. Right? So whenever you are having doubt, you can contact us. Okay, dear students. So what we are having in today's session, we are having computational efficiency. What is computational efficiency? Why we are using computational efficiency? It is nothing but getting the work done quickly with minimum energy consumption. The amount of effort that the computer scientists have put into software performance say may not use only energy, it also has to take time. Okay, so we call this process as race to idle. Then next is efficient algorithm. As you know that there are different kinds of techniques used in computational efficiency. One of the technique is efficient algorithm. Okay, what is an efficient algorithm? Efficient algorithm is nothing but how best you can take the algorithm to perform more result with the minimum usage of energy. As we have learned that different kinds of algorithm like stack algorithm, queue, hash function, binary tree, which has their own best and worst cases. As we have seen in our class, there is two different uh, figures which impacts of algorithm performance on energy, where one is the big O of n square energy and one will take the big O of n log n, where the n log n takes less energy than the big O n square. Right, dear students? So next is your assignment. Okay, you need to write your assignment. So hope you have done your previous assignment as well. So write down this assignment. Explain computational efficiency. You need to explain what is the computational efficiency and what are the thing why we are using computational efficiency, and how this computational efficiency will work. For what? Yes, for energy saving purpose. Right? The next, what are the different techniques used for computational energy? As you know very well, we are using four different techniques in computational efficiency. Those are efficient algorithm, multi-threading and vectorization. Right, dear students, we are using different techniques for computational efficiency. Those are nothing but an efficient algorithm, multi-threading and multi-vectorization. So we'll see this in our next session. Okay, next is the multiple choice questions. So you need to refer these questions for your exam purpose as well for your knowledge purpose. Okay, so what are the questions for MCQ? So first one is, with computational efficiency the workload is done quickly by dash. Okay, any guess how the computational efficiency workload with maximum energy consumption? Isn't it? No, it is wrong. We are working for minimum energy consumption. So your answer is minimum energy consumption. With computational efficiency, the work done is quickly by minimum energy consumption. Okay, so next question is, the design of algorithm and data structure can lead to an application that delivers dash. What it delivers? So as you know that we are performing different states level. Okay, we are using equation for that particular level. Okay, any guess answer? Right, it is performance. We are using performance to deliver best application. The data structure which is designed to give the result, the performance with the minimum usage of energy. Okay, can you tell me the equation which we are using for that? That is P equals CV square F. Right. So next thing, you want to refer this book for your green computing. Okay, dear students, hope you understood the topics today. Sorry, what we have learned today. Then if you have any doubt, you can contact to us. Okay, dear students, hope you understood everything.